Radio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Damn sure. And which segues into our third and final topic of the night. You know, another unfortunate, unexpected passing of, you know, one of boxing's more beloved figures. You know, brother Naazim Richardson, you know, passed away. You know, and that was kind of unexpected because I didn't even know he was even sick like that. I mean, I know he had health issues, but I actually thought he kind of shook that off. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of unexpected I think it was in the morning because I saw all these early morning tweets saying that
his aura was so strong. Like, you never really seen him look sick or
right.
You're like, damn, what's going on with him?
Yeah. I mean,
it felt unexpected, more unexpected than Manuel Stewart's, you know, passing.
Yeah, I mean, because I think Emmanuel Stewart. I mean, we knew he had cancer. I mean, with brother Naazim, like, I mean, we know he had the strokes, and then he had a couple of mini strokes.
Right.
You know, but every time you saw him on camera, yeah, he looked like LB said. He looked strong. Like he looked like he shook all that off.
Yeah, see, that just shows that's character strength for you. Mm-hmm. When you're such a great person, your character is so strong. You have so much integrity where a person can't even see weakness or anything wrong with you because you're literally glowing with your awesomeness. And that was Naazim Richardson.
Right. You know, and Naazim, I mean, that dude was classic, man. He was absolutely classic, and nothing. And obviously, probably the two things that he's known for in his actual career. I mean, first, and this is of a minor thing. You know, as we know, he was in Bernard Hopkins. He was Bernard Hopkins' trainer. At first, his assistant trainer, and then lead trainer when Hopkins fell out with Bowie Fischer. He was the one that pretty much discovered the quote unquote raps that Tito was using. Not illegal per se, but it just wasn't allowed in the state that they were in.
There was extra galls on the knuckles. You know, it's not the illegal raps, and everybody wants to take away the knockouts from Trinidad career, but they probably beat the shit out of you bare knuckle anyway. So you know.
They're trying to make him into Margarito via revisionist history.
Right.
He was twice a fighter as Margarito, but you know.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, it was a minor thing. But it was a minor thing, but I mean, obviously, it led to Hopkins handing out pretty one-sided beating, you know, and falling by, you know, he ended up with a knockout, and you know, and everyone, you know, pretty much it's like, okay, that's the attention. But what got him his biggest fame is he probably saved Sugar Shane Mosley from possibly getting ruined when he.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. Mosley was gonna put in that performance regardless, like.
Yeah, but you know,
Margarito couldn't even throw a landing punch on dude.
Yeah, no, but with loaded gloves, with loaded wraps, I mean, Mosley was gonna feel that shit. There was.
Yeah, maybe the one or two times he would have got hit, but remember those loaded wraps. I mean, I'm not shitting on what Naazim did. He had to do that. That was perfect. We love him for that. Mm-hmm. But remember, with that type of rapping, like. It usually takes a while for it to get hard and be a blunt instrument of, you know, an object that hurt somebody. The way Shane was beating on Margarito from the beginning bell, I don't think it ever was going to become a factor. But the fact that it exposed that Margarito didn't train or he took Shane serious enough to do some shit or his trainer did or whatnot, whatever story you believe, just shows you, man, like the levels of people to do to win.
Yeah, but in either way, I mean, Naazim. I mean, I honestly think that Mosley had some extra. It's like, okay, you wanted to bash me up, fine. You know, I'm more happy to retaliate. And,
Mind you, he had that divorce energy too, and Jin was in the crowd watching that shit.
Yeah, and then
that was the worst night to pull some shit like that on Shane. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and then Shane pretty much had what probably is his last great performance as a fighter. and absolutely destroys Margarito, becoming the first man to stop him. And Naazim got a lot of the credit for it too, and that's what he was, man. I mean, dude was your quintessential old head trainer. I mean, strategies, tells fighters to watch over tapes. Obviously Bernard Hopkins and Shane Mosley. I mean, he was Steve Cunningham and J Rock and Danny Garcia. Like pretty much anyone who's a notable Philly fighter
he had a hand in their success some way, if not just a hand. He was a pillar of support.
Mm-hmm.
You never hear nobody talk bad about him. And we in the game of boxing. We in this boxing where a lot of trainers get shitted on for whatever reason.
Right.
You never got that from Naazim Richardson. He didn't shit on nobody, and nobody shitted on him.
Right.
That's the truth.
And I know, and on top of that, Naazim had a way with words in terms of the type of shit that he would drop. I mean, obviously, probably his most famous phrase is "swim and don't get wet." That's one of them. Or stick somebody with a knife so you don't have to pull your 22 when you don't have to. Shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he said dude never lacked for a soundbite.
I think he ended up falling in love with his own words with coming up with those isms. That shit was funny.
Yeah.
But it was him though, man. That's a part of his greatness. Like, not every trainer has those sound bites or could just drop shit on you like that. I think that's why he kind of resonated with the old and the young.
Exactly. I mean, you read the stories where dude would go into the gym and like everyone's training and then stop what everyone's doing just to play like a game, both with pros and amateurs alike. Do
kids.
Like,
I know what you're talking about. I think like Breadman's email, like his mailbag, that last email where he was going into detail about that shit was it was real touching. Like, that was some dope shit to read.
Yeah. He was, Naazim, he had a way to bring together people, and like I said, and he himself, it wasn't even like he was a boxer or anything like that. I mean, boxing saved his life. I mean, dude was, as a kid, he had a situation, and, he just found his way into a gym just to learn the stuff, and that's how he believed it. I mean, and like I said, he didn't fight, as far as I know, but he just picked it up, man. He had sons that were top-level amateurs, that unfortunately they got into a career-ending car accident. So that's the reason why they never pursued it. They never got any further than that. But they were talented.
Yeah, they were. Rock Allen.
Yeah, Rock Allen.
So that shit, yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, so it's gonna look. Things are gonna look different now. I mean, because we always talk about that boxing keeps losing its recipes, and they lost a very potent recipe in there. Naazim Richardson, man,
a real OG, legendary trainer who had some legendary moments. And I don't even want to think about any other trainers out there in the game, because when I think about it now, I'm like, damn, like, I'm feeling like this, like how I'm gonna feel when the others pass, or that eventual, when they get a anointed time. So,
Yeah, no, you definitely want to think about it though, but we know it's inevitable, and it's also inevitable too because we can actually see how different some of the shit is now, especially among American trainers, and you can tell that shit is already going left. Boxing for the most part doesn't do a good job of passing down knowledge, institutional knowledge. And this is what happens, when you get an OG that's that has a lot of knowledge, he didn't have any proteges or anything like that, except for Brett, maybe. But it's just like, that was it was just, he was just going too soon. I mean, Richardson was like, Burlington was like maybe in his mid-50s. I was like,
he was like 54.
Yeah,
he was 54.
Think about it. He's as old as Tyson is. And Tyson about to get in an exhibition fight.
That's crazy.
So that's super crazy. Like,
Yeah.
Naazim Richardson, he was an old head, but he wasn't the old head. Like, it's not like when Bowie Fischer died or Eddie Futch, you know, or even Emmanuel Stewart. Like,
Right.
like he's relatively young as a trainer.
Right.
Like where he could do the mitts with you and probably not have his hands hurt. Where you got guys like, you know, Freddie Roach, where even though, you know, it's Parkinson's, but still, like, he's older. Like, it's crazy, man. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Boxing's gonna miss him. Philly boxing especially gonna miss him too.
That's the real one.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice too that people were giving him his flowers too. I mean, you know, everyone had a story about him that's come cut with him. I mean, there's a lot of love shown to him on Instagram. I mean, he touched a lot of people, like, you know, Zab Judah, Andre Ward. You know, they all had something to say about him and a story. You know, so
it's a positive story. You know.
Yeah. So I mean, boxing. Yeah, boxing. It's gonna sting a little bit. You know, just to actually know that someone like that is no longer around. So yeah, definitely. You know, rest in peace, brother Naazim Richardson. You know,
rest in peace, rest in power. You know,
sleep in peace, all that stuff. Yeah.
You know, your legend will continue to grow, and you know. This is what it is. It's sad, but he's such a positive guy. I'm sure he wouldn't want us moping around too long.
Yeah, exactly. Man. So I mean, hopefully, you know, one of his, you know, yeah. I mean, he did have trainers who was, you know, training like up to the end. So hopefully that maybe someone will carry on his legacy and actually become a champion as well. That he trained. So you know, we will see. Oh man, but yeah, that brings us to the end of our show for tonight. LB, man, do you have any final thoughts?
Damn, man. I mean, I gotta be first, like after the little sad session, nigga, it's hard to get in your promotion bag, you know. You know, you all, yeah, we got this out there. But, you know, as always, you know, shout outs to the whole Ring Gang squad, ringgangradio.com. Make sure y'all subscribe to YouTube, the Podomatic. Shout outs to the Podomatic fans out there that's always downloading and streaming our shit worldwide, all the countries, man. We appreciate you out there in Sweden, Denmark, France, Tanzania, Thailand, Japan, Canada. You know, all of y'all, you know, it's just damn, man. It's hard to do this shit now, but just keep going. We gonna keep going strong. You know, giving y'all that real shit that y'all like. You know, that boxing. You know, just connect everybody together because boxing's for everybody.
Word.
And we just love it so much. Just make sure you subscribe to the Spotify, all of that shit, the YouTube. Like I said before, we have the Ring Gang Radio cartoon. Episode 1 is out now. It's great. It's funny. Action. It's all of us involved. Shout out to the whole crew. Prolific Genius, RTDZ, Clanarchy, Rome, PJ. Shout outs to Key Soprano, always showing love and support.
Yes.
I was telling him earlier, he's like the 9th member of Ring Gang on some Capadonna shit. Like, so, you know, that's my dude right there. Shout outs to Jersey stand up. And, you know, that's about it. We just gonna keep giving y'all some more shit to vibe with. And y'all know what to do. ringgangradio.com.
Yes, sir. AOP, do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, I echo the same sentiments. Ring Gang Radio all day. ringgangradio.com. Check out the Ring Gang Radio cartoon. Shit is dope. Don't sleep. We got more coming. You already know. So subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, all that. Facebook, Instagram. You already know the deal.
Hey, there we go, man. Words from P. So I definitely relate what everyone is saying. I'm just glad that also boxing is coming back up. I get to work on my boxing prediction videos again. Which I've been doing. So that's coming down the pike, and also try to think of a new Forgotten Fade article, and also exploring some other new things regarding Ring Gang Radio that I'm trying to see if I come to fruition. So obviously, it's top secret. Yes, something that I've talked about with LB for like a couple of days now, just to see if I can pull it off. So yeah, stay tuned on that. If I actually am able to pull it off.
Word.
Like I said, because we like to keep it moving. Like we're a creative bunch of people, man. We're always thinking about certain things, what to do, how to do it, and whatnot.
The bars and boxing been on hiatus for a little bit, but y'all still getting articles and cartoons and shit.
Exactly. We still got that. So yeah. So
and blame the elite guys for not making the type of fights that's compelling us to do bars and boxing as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I said,
Pat, shout outs to Ro, because we were just talking about this like last week. he was going back listening to like this shit like Broder Pacquiao, the suspense, and what's that, Garcia, and he was like, damn, I miss these shits, man. Why nobody fighting no more? But yeah, my bad, yo.
But he's right though. Yeah, like I said, because these are the type of fights that that inspire us. Like I said, that inspire fire bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. And
I think it's his birthday tomorrow too. So yeah, ring gang.
Ring gang, yeah. So it's just like I said, it's good that everything is open up again. So yeah, stay tuned. We got definitely more content, more stuff coming down the line, the pike and everything like that. And then until then, obviously, subscribe to everything and tell your friends, tell them to subscribe, and tell your friends they need to subscribe into everything. So like and trust me, you will not be disappointed. We're not. So for myself, Pat Scope, the New England representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, this has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.